Hello everyone, and welcome back to Make Your Mind. This is another one of my product review videos, and this is a product that I was more curious about, so I decided to... I'm not sponsored or anything, but I decided to use my own money and actually see what this was all about. One of these I already opened up and was kind of messing with, and I have these two things right here. This is Sculpey 3's Oven Baking Clay, and I have specifically two different types. As you can see here, this one is Pearl, code 1101. And this one is the one in particular that I really wanted to get into because, see that? Glow in the dark. I've never in my whole life ever seen clay that was actually glow in the dark. So that's going to be something new. It'd be interesting to see. But I had already opened this up because I don't know if... here's a little piece of it that I was messing with. I don't know if you can see it on the camera here, but it actually has metallic flake inside the clay. Those little sheens, and you can kind of see it a little bit on my fingers. It's very faint, but it's this very faint metallic flake that is in this clay, and that's kind of interesting because I had no idea that they even made clay with metallic flake in it. Now I can only find it in this particular color, which is Pearl, and I'm assuming that's so that you can make it look actually like a pearl. I'm guessing that's what it is. So let me go ahead and just... So first off, one thing I must say, this clay is soft right out of the package. It's so easy to work with. I mean, just squeeze it. You can literally do anything you want with this. It's so easy. And let's see here. Oh my goodness, this stuff is good. Wow, it actually is a little bit sticky. As you can see, I got a little bit of... I had some other clay that was on here before, so it's streaking into a little bit. It has no smell at all. I was just smelling it. But the one thing I will say is that this stuff really does have... Like, I wish I could translate that into the camera. It doesn't really look it. But it does have... Maybe if I switch my light here... That's a little better. It actually does have... There, you can kind of see it there a little bit. It has this metallic flake. It's just a very cool look. It's something... I bought both of these off Amazon, by the way. And this stuff is... Like I said, it's oven bake clay, just like it says right here. Oven bake clay, so this stuff can be baked in the oven. And let's see here. It says here, do not microwave, do not overbake to avoid burning clay. Baking should be completed by an adult. Clay may damage unprotected furniture or finished surfaces. So once again, when you're dealing with this, you want to make sure that you're working with a nice clean surface, and you want to make sure that you don't wipe it on your hands, you don't wipe it on furniture or anything like that, because it could damage it, and as far as it could stain it. This stuff will stain. So I already opened up the Pearl and messed with that, so let me grab... Where did I put it? Grab my putty little knife here. We'll break open the glow-in-the-dark. It actually looks... It has that color of a sort of glow-in-the-dark texture. As you can see, there's a little bit of damage here, but that's basically how it comes. Let's go ahead and cut off a little piece. It has the exact same texture and softness that makes Sculpey clay just so easy to work with. You don't have to worry about warming it up in your hands. You don't have to worry about anything like that. See, look at that. It just gets soft immediately in your hands. I'm gonna roll it into a ball real quick. Look at that. It's so easy. I've done other reviews of Sculpey clay in the past. If you want to see them, you can click the link right up here. I've done multiple part videos where one of the videos I actually made a custom Among Us sculpture from my own mother. She's a teacher, and her students, this was last year, so it was when Among Us was really, really big. It's still sort of big, but it has died off a little bit. Sorry, hold on. Clean that off real quick. There we go. So I will hold off on the pearl, but I'm gonna make a sculpture like this. And what am I gonna make here? I don't know. Wow, this stuff, it's actually a little bit sticky. As you can see, it sticks to my fingers a little bit. But it does mean this stuff is very easy to work with. Now, what I want to do is I want to do a part 2. I want to do a part 2 of the glow-in-the-dark specifically, because I would love to make a sculpture, bake it in the oven, and then charge it up under a light and see if it actually glows. I'd be very, very curious to see if it would actually glow. It's just very cool. God, I don't even know what I want to make. Let's see here. See, I'm starting off just kind of making a person real quick. Oh, and real quick, for the eagle-eyed viewer, you probably noticed on the bottom right, if you want to check out that sculpture down here, that's Rexy. That's my Rexy sculpture that I made. If you want to check that out, click the card right up here on the top right. But definitely stay tuned. I do plan on making a part 2 of this. And you know what? I'm going to incorporate some of the pearl and the glow-in-the-dark with this character, but I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with it yet. What is something that would be a glow-in-the-dark? I guess I could do something like like a glowing one from Fallout. That would be something crazy. Just one of the feral ghouls that's glowing with radiation. That's one way to do it. But I don't know. This is sort of a test, I guess. This glow-in-the-dark clay, if it really does charge, I'm gonna be using quite a bit more of it. Because lucky me, I bought a second one. I bought a 2-pack from Amazon. Once again, not sponsored. Spent my own money just to see what this stuff would be like, and honestly, I was curious because some of these unique colors are very, very interesting. Alright, so there's an arm. And the shoulders are a little bit big. There we go. I don't know, and I must say I have had quite a lot of people asking me about custom commissions, about making custom sculptures. For many people who didn't know, I did have an Etsy store at one point on this channel. But I was essentially making handmade pins, like you see these two up here. This was one of the pins I made, and it was actually a pin that you could literally stick to anywhere. I had this one, this was my first edition pin, and I also even had these. These are my Gargantuan Leviathan pin. I made 20 of those, and nobody really wanted them. So I closed the Etsy store just because I figured I would open it back up when enough people actually wanted it. And I could incorporate custom commissions, but I would have to use more of this kind of clay. Maybe not necessarily the glow-in-the-dark, but certainly like oven bakeable and also clay that dries in the air. Just so that I would be able to make the figures that I want to make. And let's see what this character is going to look like. Fairly scrawny legs, but... And this is just me messing with it. I'm not sure if this is the character I'm actually going to make. I may take some of my other Sculpey clay that I have from one of my older reviews that I still have a lot of the colors, and I may incorporate some glow-in-the-dark to it. But I'm honestly curious to see if this stuff actually glows in the dark. That would be really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and end this review right here. So my review for the Pearl and for the glow-in-the-dark Sculpey Clay, get it. This stuff is extremely easy to work with. It has the exact same consistency of all other Sculpey Clays. I have down here, let's see here. This is some of the Sculpey Clay that I had from another review. And I used a couple of colors for another sculpture. And I guess one of the big milestones of my channel here was actually a sculpture that I made completely out of oven baking clay. Although too bad his fingers broke off. I made this. This is Sans from Undertale. Although I gotta put some new fingers on him. But this was the first full sculpture that I ever made, and this was a viewer request that came out. This was a couple months ago. And this was a character that I had made by hand, and I made it out of this oven baked clay, but I didn't bake him yet. Mainly because I don't know, I was kind of curious, but this is the one thing. If people are interested in custom commissions, I can do them. The only problem is, you see, like this kind of thing, he normally was holding up 2 fingers, but the fingers are so small that they broke off. And that's one of the main problems I have with commissions, is just damaging. If you pay a certain amount of money for a sculpture and it gets damaged in shipment, I mean, that's pretty much pointless. So, I will say with Sculpey Clay, I'm going to have a part 2 for this very video, and we're going to make sure that that this stuff, well, first off, that this actually glows in the dark, and second off, that we'll see what the pearl looks like when it's actually there, because it has this metallic flake. I know it's very hard to put in the camera, like I said before, but I'm going to incorporate some of this glow-in-the-dark clay with another sculpture that I'll make, and I don't know, we're going to see how it goes from here, but so far, Sculpey knocking it out of the park. This stuff is very, very easy to use. It's soft right out of the package. You don't have to worry about warming it up in your hands. However, heed these warnings. Do not overbake this stuff. I would look at the instructions. Make sure you read the instructions before baking this, because you can overdo it and the stuff will melt and burn if you bake it for too long. I only know that from my own personal experience. So you really do have to be wary, and you can't just put it in the oven and leave it alone. You need to watch it. And like I said here, it says do not microwave, do not overbake to avoid burning. Baking should be completed by an adult. Clay may damage unprotected furniture or finished surfaces. So once you're done using it, make sure you clean off your hands. This stuff, I can feel the texture on my hands. There's clay all over my hands. So I want to make sure that you clean your hands after using this, and make sure you're using a nice clean surface. Don't roll it on a table, don't roll it on a tablecloth. You can either use, like me, I have this acacia cutting board. You can either use this, or you can use something like a paper plate, or even I would recommend actually a paper plate would probably be, especially if you have young children, definitely use a paper plate when it comes to doing this. That's my recommendation for something that someone would have in their house normally. And yes, so Sculpey for your pearl clay and the glow-in-the-dark clay. For the pearl clay, 2 thumbs up for sure. This stuff is fantastic to work with, and the metallic color is very, very unique. I want to incorporate it in a sculpture and actually bake with it and see what it looks like afterwards, and see if that metallic really does shine through. We'll see. So stay tuned for part 2, especially for the glow-in-the-dark. Let's see here, yeah. So this is number 1113, glow-in-the-dark. This is luminescent. And then the other one is pearl. Let's see if the camera focus. There we go. So that's with the pearl and the luminescent glow-in-the-dark clay. So stay tuned for part 2. And if you want to see more product reviews like this, don't forget to leave a like down below. And remember to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss the next video. Also, leave comments down below. If you want to see me reopen the Etsy store, I will do so. However, I do need to work out a few things when it comes to making custom commissions. I need to be able to, like, narrow it down to certain sizes and be able to have certain things that I can... And the main thing for me is shipping. I would not want to sell you a custom sculpture that breaks in shipment. That's one thing that I have to work on, and I may incorporate... I don't know. I need to figure those things out before I can do custom commissions. So be patient with me and just enjoy the content for now. And if you would love to donate to the channel, I do have a paypal.me. It's in the link down in the description below. You can also check out my Instagram to see some of my sculptures and showcases early. I do post them early on Instagram, so go check it out there. And I got about 25 followers in the last 2 weeks, so thank you all for checking out my Instagram. And with that, thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see all of you on the next video here on Make Your Mind.